two things here. All right, good morning, everyone. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. We just actually switched to a weaker line here. Obviously, we're having some issues with our primary line. We're going to try to get going. All right, U.S. stocks yesterday obviously made a pullback on the day, but you can see there from the time that we opened to now, we really strengthened throughout the session, kind of driving higher to close essentially on the highs of the day, mixed on the sectors there. But it's the second time in the last 3 days where we've really opened significantly lower and just couldn't stay lower. We just continue the grind higher, and just really failing to be able to really have any type of significant sell-off. You see here, Asian markets, obviously, we had a decent session there, with Chinese services PMI number rising to a 6-month high. Markets able to kind of shake off the uncertainty around the U.S. Budget and debt ceiling issues. So we continue to be able to be resilient to any sort of bearish news. On the corporate action front, we had SAB, which was cut to neutral versus outperform at Credit Suisse. Very little obviously else on the go there. From market data point of view, we had Chinese PMI numbers like we talked about. That's quite a significant beat. We've got Halifax house prices at the open. We've got PMI across the entire European region. We've got European retail sales. We've got local business confidence at 11:30. And then we've got initial jobless claims and the ISM non-manufacturing numbers later today. I'm not 100% sure if the initial jobless claims will be reported accurately because of some of the government shutdowns, so just be careful there. I'm not certain about that, but just keep your eye on that, and don't necessarily take it as being a huge thing if it's a big miss or big beat. All right, jumping to the maps real quick. Let's just quickly look at Exaro. Let's see here that Exaro, you can see we were kind of waiting for an opportunity in this thing to kind of make a good entry. We really had a nice breakout out of the downtrend, obviously, and we broke up above what was this essential double, looking like it could have been a little bit of a double top. And we've come down and kind of testing it around 159 to 160, somewhere in there would be a nice little entry, I think. So obviously we closed at 160. Hopefully we haven't necessarily missed all that opportunity. But if you can see, if you look at some of the other similar ones in the sector, things like Asor, what I wanted to show is just simply, they all had huge pullbacks, but the retracement here in Asor, we're looking to break to new highs basically already in Asor. Another similar one would be ARI, same sort of thing. We actually did test. We tested highs of the year very quickly. After we were at 145, we were right back up to 209.50. So, these things have had full retracements. Wouldn't be surprised to see the same sort of thing be able to happen a little bit longer term with Exaro. All right, let's look at Harmony. Harmony, you can see here right around 33 Rand is really where there's just so many touches on this line. I'd say 5 over kind of a 4 or 5 month period, just really kind of upping the significance of this level here at 33, and we continue to test it. Yesterday we bounced off of it a little bit again, but I think in my mind, this type of pattern, it really looks a bit like a head and shoulder pattern, but either way, a continuation pattern, whatever you want to call it, it's looking ominous, and I think this thing, if it breaks 33, we could probably see, this is quite a it's quite a definitive top end of this range as well, which is all the way up at 40, we'll call it $43. We could easily have 10 Rand to the downside, which put us at $23 on Harmony, which sounds crazy, but I think these things are, they're at serious risk of, at going out of business at this rate, the way the shares are trading. So just keep an eye on that. If we drop 33, it could get messy here in Harmony. All right, Able, the big winner yesterday. can see there. I mean, it's crazy that this 10% move hardly, doesn't look like a whole lot on the chart, but it's just because obviously we took such a hammering. If I just bring it a little bit forward just so that we can see it a little bit more clearly. We talked about this one several times previously, and really where the upside was. This is looking like a really stretched out inverse head and shoulder pattern here, which we really broke above resistance at about 1690 yesterday. And the bottom end of this pattern, sorry, I don't know why I'm drawing such a long line here, but the bottom end of this pattern down here around, let's call it 13. I think the target here could easily be up near $21, which would really kind of put us where that last little breakdown was from. So I think I wouldn't be surprised to see us sort of be able to fill this gap here around $21 and able. I think obviously some people are caught short, and this thing probably has a good bit of room left to run over the next few sessions. All right, let's look at MediClinic. I was talking about this one earlier with Sean here, and just kind of looking at where we broke out from on this little flag pattern, and sort of where we thought the upside targets should be. I would say maybe that would put the target up closer to around 82 odd bucks, and we're kind of still looking very good on in the longer term maps. You can see we're flagging out here a little bit to the right, and probably looking likely to break to the upside of this here. I would say if we can pop above 77.50, then we could probably get that quick move there to around 82 on MediClinic. And the sector, like the rudder was saying earlier, has just been so rock solid. Playing every breakout has been a winner in this sector over the past couple of years. All right, Old Mutual. Look at Old Mutual here. Old Mutual is really. Let's actually back it out here and go to a 2-year to see it a little bit more clearly. There's several stocks that are kind of looking like this at the moment, where you can really see, when you're looking at a little bit longer term, how clearly this is really shaping up to be a flag pattern here. We've had a great move up. We've put in this nice consolidation. I think it's a really definitive line. If we do shorten it back up here, you can see that, let's just get the line completely right. A breakout, I think, north of $31 to me would be confirmation, and I think we've got much higher targets if we get above 31. Wouldn't be surprised to see us get all the way to 34, 35 if we can get above 31 in Old Mutual. And the last one I'm going to show is AGK in the UK. We'll just have a look here at the breakdown that we've seen, kind of into a bit of a continuation pattern here for the international punters. Sorry, I just zoomed too far out. That you can see here, just a beautiful breakdown into a bit of a continuation pattern. I think this thing's got significant room left to the downside, and essentially what's more of a big picture flag, bear flag. So I think we could easily drop a couple pounds here, at least getting down to maybe 13 on AGK. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot.